Hey everyone, it's April 10th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share it with accused Russian serial killer Valeriy Andreev, known as the Orsk Maniac, who likely murdered at least 8 women, but perhaps as many as 100, and that is him right up there, and I'd like to apologize for my terrible Russian pronunciation. Andreev was born in 1957 in Orenburg, which is near the Russian border with Kazakhstan. His childhood remains a mystery for the most part, but he grew up to become a truck driver and faithful husband, fathering 2 children by his bride. He was rather straight-laced with no reports of domestic trouble, excessive substance use, or even minor infractions of the law. But in the early 2000s, some coworkers noticed that he had become withdrawn, and he preferred to work long-haul shifts on his own. Those shifts had him driving up to 10 hours across desolate farmlands and remote areas of southwestern Russia through areas where young women began to disappear. Starting in 2006, attractive young women and girls were plucked off the side of the road while hitchhiking or waiting for a bus, and their corpses were found littered across the countryside, having been sexually assaulted and brutally murdered. Due to the locations of the crimes, the authorities didn't immediately connect them, and it took 6 years before they discovered the actions of Andreev. In 2012, a young woman was seen getting into a rather uncommon white Korean-made SUV called a Sangyong. When she turned up dead days later, it was learned that only 2 such vehicles existed within hundreds of miles, one of which was owned by Andreev. Strands of hair and other DNA evidence linked to the victim were found in the vehicle, and the police knew they had found the Orsk Maniac. Investigators theorized that he would kidnap his victims after convincing them to get into his car or truck, then take them to a garage where he kept them for days at a time, subjecting them to torture and sexual abuse before finally murdering them. Another Russian man was apprehended at about the same time, and many media reports falsely accused him of the murders that were the work of Andreev. While that man was convicted of the sexual abuse of multiple children, Andreev was still the prime suspect for the murders of girls and young women across the region. As they worked on building a case and connecting him to additional murders, he fled, leaving his wife and children behind as he headed into the wilds of Siberia. Now, this is when I'd like to say that he was apprehended and convicted, but that's not the case. Andreev has been on the run since 2012 and is on top of Russia's most wanted list, as well as one maintained by Interpol. He has been spotted multiple times over the past decade in Kazakhstan and St. Petersburg, most recently in 2021, but remains at large and is considered extremely dangerous, continuing to kill while on the run. Russian authorities say they have the evidence to prove he killed at least 8 victims between 2006 and 2016, and perhaps as many as 100 over a longer time frame, and believe that he may currently be in Moscow hiding in plain sight. So if you happen to be in Russia and see this man, contact the authorities and help bring Andreev to justice. And if this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Valeriy Andreev, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.